and then they will close down some branches. They will close down some branches of, yeah. They will close down some of their branches from now till December permanently. And then
that means every other person will be dying because I need to go to that Access Bank.
So even if you go there now,
matters worse now. Can you imagine?
Yeah, there'll be crazy. There'll be crazy traffic everywhere in the bank.
That's where the Koro be dancing.
Corona will be waiting for them at the door. That button they need to press. Corona will be waiting there. Inside that glass entrance, Corona will be there standing by in case.
Come in, you're welcome to the bank.
Come in. I don't think we can dodge it again. We can only reduce the spreading effect, so that while people are getting sick, other people are working and contacting it. While those ones that are sick are recovering, more are contacting. It will just be like a cycle. Everybody.
I don't know how the thing is in Nigeria, but to be honest, from the reports and
but there's already technology.
This Kano issue and all that stuff, man. I'm just thinking like all these numbers that they're showing online is just like one total BS, man.
I swear. And that's the truth, unfortunately.
Look, the good thing, on one hand, you have a whole Africa, and generally the youngest continent in the world, you know me. So technically speaking, you have more people that are just able to survive such a pandemic. But the biggest problem, and that's one thing reading from outside I cannot understand, is why haven't you prepared medical facilities to be able to handle the onslaught? Because people will be sick.
Yeah, exactly.
They will get sick.
And
a lot of them will not be able to have simple medical, simple medical checkup. Yeah, you can't. So something that you can actually treat, it will become very dangerous for something that you can actually, for somebody that normally, if you give him the chance, he'll survive easy.
Yeah.
You just make his life terrible. And this is a problem. This is a big problem, man.
It's crazy.
But incompetence is the main thing that I'm noticing all around. Because they're turning it into a political issue. It's not a political issue yet. I don't know, man. The whole thing.
Can this lockdown just end? Can business go back to normal? Because
you have to.
I don't find anything funny. The numbers are rising with the lockdown, so I don't know.
Yeah.
The numbers are rising, but the reason why the numbers are rising with the lockdown, because the lockdown is not real lockdown. And we all know it. We are deceiving ourselves saying we are doing lockdown here in Nigeria. We are not doing it. People are going out their normal business. So that's the reason why the number will rise. And then
I think that's a problem in Lagos. In some other parts of the country, like I observed,
it's worse.
No. In Jos, for instance, people don't even leave their gates.
Yeah, how many people get gates for Jos? No be people that are middle class will get gates. How many people get gates for Jos?
Shops are not open. Shops are not open in Jos.
See,
no.
You don't go Aguaro go before.
That place get connection with Kano State.
Have you got
Aguaro and Kano? They get one single pipe.
You saw that video of children running around, where their gates.
I can't even believe that video. I can't even believe they need to.
I know more than 20 areas in Jos like that, man.
Exactly.
Exactly like that, man.
So we cannot practice that in Nigeria. Like, to me, in the first place, we shouldn't have gone this route. Maybe by now we would have had like 50% herd immunity.
My brother, even New York that was locked down, the counts were still increasing. So I think
no, the count increased, yes, but then it started dropping. The reason why the count increased is because they had delay. They delayed before they started practicing real lockdown. But when they started practicing
5 weeks. 5 weeks.
They delayed. So it's normal that definitely
How many
because
weeks?
they delay, there must have been spread that would have happened,
Yeah.
within that time
5 weeks.
that will show later on. So now, after the practicing of the lockdown, the numbers have started going down gradually. But in Nigeria, we have not practiced it and we expect the numbers to go down. I don't know. Did you see that video of TB Joshua on top mountain, on top rock, praying?
Basically, man.
It wasn't a joke. The guy was very serious.
I didn't see any video like that too.
Oh, well, I'll send it to you. The guy was seriously kabashing on top mountain. And the funny thing is that there was a very good cameraman beside him.
It's possible to walk. I bet let you walk.
It's possible to walk.
We need anything that work right now.
No, what we work is in our power, but we're not doing it. But instead, we prefer the prayer to work. What is we work is in our power, but we're not doing it. Why we say we prefer anything that work as if it's rocket science? It's not rocket science. Other countries that are trying, they're doing it. Why are we not doing it here?
The one problem that I've noticed is that Nigeria, at least, it's more reactive. But Nigeria had the chance to be proactive in the whole matter.
The point.
So the first thing you should do, if you want to implement lockdown, lock the states. Isolate the states first and foremost. This way you prevent it going state by state. When it's already inside the state, in the city, in a place like Jos, for example, forget it's already lost.
Let me tell you why lockdown will not work in Nigeria. Everybody knows somebody. Do you know who I am?
Of course.
You can't stop me.
You can't stop me from moving.
That's the truth.
See, but
you can't stop me personally.
Okay, during COVID in Jos, when there's crisis, people stay.
Yeah.
Do you go and visit somebody another state? You know, if you
that was crisis. Your life is at stake.
This one, your life is not at stake, right?
Now, in this one now, people don't believe.
Your life is not at stake, right?
People don't
understand the seriousness of this one. That's
exactly. That's what I'm saying.
Crisis is dead on the street. That's when we'll understand it. But then it will be too late. Then it will be too late. By then it's not because
even in Kano, with all the deaths. Even in Kano with all the deaths, I guarantee you, if you lock them up more than 2 weeks, they will change that for the government. They don't understand this thing.
Because it's applied there. That's why.
Those children that were running over that were chasing those children that were chasing the fumigation stuff, that truck. Do you think that they understand what's going on? See the way they were inhaling the thing that they were fumigating and chasing the truck. To them they're having fun. They're not going to school. This is a perfect beauty.
Before that time, before this thing, they go school before. They go school for that place.
Oh yeah.
The truth of the matter is that businesses are suffering it big time, and employees are going to be hit. A lot of employees don't know this, but employers will not pay you for not working. That's the truth. That's the way our life is wired, especially in Lagos, where most people are in the private sector.
One report is out, and then we have a loss for quarter one. And quarter one is where we even had like half of quarter one. We had like, production and working and everything. Before the lockdown now came in. So only God knows what will happen in quarter two.
You can imagine. So employers will not pay employees for fun. Like, Nigeria, we have this entitlement mentality. Just pay me. But if you check very well, there are some sectors that cannot survive for 3-4 months. Maybe you are in a sector that can survive maybe 1 year or 2 years without
some sectors can't even survive up to 2 months.
Yes, some sectors. Okay, like for instance, now from the report I had, some guy said, that they've already sent them memo. They're going to cut their salary by 20% from now to December. Another one person says they're going to owe them, but they will still pay them, but they will owe them for at least 1 or 2 months, so they can see whether they can have measures to use their salary to make more money, and stuff like so. And me, I can understand with the employers. They are not going to. The money is not going to fall from heaven. They are not making money, so they cannot pay.
Yeah.
But it's just a weird situation. Because in as much as you have to pity the people, it's not their fault that they're not working. But
Yeah,
again,
it's not
you have to see pity. It's not their fault they're not working. They are trying. They
Does
want to work.
anybody know what if the government have put forth any package for small businesses already?
That's the thing. We're not seeing them with all the
They
loans
claim
that they
that-
have been approving and
They claim
all the
that
money
they
they're
have
giving government. We have not seen
some
any plan.
palliatives.
Palliative
They
is
actually
not-
claim that they have some palliatives here and there for
Palliative is not-
SMEs to.
Well, the
I
thing
don't
is,
think any of those are
you've
effective.
not seen a plan, and if you know the country that you're in,
You will know that even that plan, before
Yes,
you
it get-
access
it
that.
get levels. Yeah.
Before you go get them, assuming you go bring your proof. Say you were hit by quarantine, you are sick. You say you die. Say you go bring your death certificate before you go collect the loan.
Wait, so just to ask, so Buhari basically, at least from his last Twitter speech, as he was tweeting and giving speech at the same time, what happened was he actually mentioned something regarding the funds they were having. So they were having a lot. They took a lot of, I don't know if it's funds or care packages or whatever from other countries. So for me, I just have 2 questions.
yeah.
One, those funds, are they care packages? Are they going to be allocated for medical services or for small business, or both? And the second question is the debt, national debt, is that going to be added to national debt because we're already heavily indebted to China, for example?
Yes.
Because people, they don't realize this guy, the more he's taking money for railroad, for something else, the economy is supposed to pay back. And with the economy being hammered like this, with these lockdown measures and all that, it's going to take a longer time to even pay back any amount.
Yeah.
So that's the main thing I want to ask, and I'm not even sure about if there's going to be an answer at all.
If we're not going to kid ourselves, if we tell ourselves the truth, if we're not kidding ourselves, we're actually in trouble in Nigeria. I mean, we are in deep shit. If we're not going to kid ourselves, because there's a lot of saying that we'll just
Yes,
we'll
or we'll
survive
pray
somehow.
about it, or the God did.
We'll pray about it, but if you look at the figures, you know that we are in deep shit because the oil sector is collapsing or has seen a regression. I'm not sure when they were doing the budget or when they were, analyzing what 2020 would look like, they ever saw this coming. That's one.
No one saw this.
Then the forex markets too. The naira is in a solid state.
How much is it now? 400 for dollar.
I think it's
in
black market.
I think about 500. About 500. About 500.
Yeah.
As I yesterday, it was 500.
You can imagine. So now check it in both angles.
You know what pounds is? Do you know what pounds is now, Roland? Princess, do you know what pounds is?
So if you check it very well, you see that we are in trouble.
No, I didn't get Princess. Yeah, Princess, how much is pounds, please?
I said that I'm just about to check. Seriously, I don't know. I've not been following up because I'm scared to even check.
I think.
Do you know why I asked that question? I was just having a discussion and then he was talking about it's normal rent issue, and of course they used to pay like per week. So this one Precious is doing mouth like this one. How much is it?
It's like almost 500.
Okay, let's just say
It
500.
can't
So,
be now. It's not
so that's
possible.
like official rates.
See, it's 486.
Uh,
Yeah, 486. Yeah, but I
But
want
you
to
will
check
not
it
see
again.
it at that
486
amount.
pounds.
Yeah.
Pounds is more than that now. When dollar was for
It's
almost
way more than that. It should
500,
be way.
Wait,
It
let
should
me
be
see.
more than that. It should be 5 something.
If not
no,
600.
it should be about almost 600 now. Because dollar was about almost 490 something, almost 500. That was yesterday, the day before yesterday.
24 something, 48 something. I'm saying.
But well,
Just check dollar.
So,
I was just
so there
wondering,
are
like,
3 things affecting
I was just wondering when we're having this
Corona.
conversation, right? And normally he pays like per week, you pay your rent per week and all of that. So I was like, okay, how much do you pay?
I'm waiting for you too.
How much do you pay a month? You know, then he said 500 pounds a month, something like that. Yeah. So,
Yeah.
and I was like, okay, 500 pounds per month. If pounds is 500 naira for 1 pound. So how much would that be? That's almost 300k. Almost 300k for rent per month
Yeah.
from now till next year.
Yeah.
And it's
That's a
rising.
lot.
What's that?
And it's rising.
What's
And
that?
what it means is that if you don't even pay this now, by next month, it's probably going to increase. And we are paying this thing with naira. My salary
That's crazy.
is not increasing. Do you understand? Like, then you now have to now think of those people that have children schooling abroad, how they are going to take care of their school fees, their, housing and all of that, accommodation and all of that, because you are earning in naira, and then you have responsibility of paying school fees either in dollars or in pounds. Your salary is not increasing at that rate, the rate at which the exchange rate is increasing. So that's more hardship on you. First of all, you're not even sure of your salary. You're not even sure of your work. What if you're in a situation where your salary is being slashed? Like, it's a whole problem altogether.
Man.
So us being in a deep shit it goes very deep. It goes, because it's going to affect, like, okay, first of all, let me just go back to what's our main discussion today. Just basically 2 things, which is what we have been discussing actually. First is the ripple effect of the lockdown, not just the pandemic as a whole, the lockdown, especially in Nigeria, and then the effect of the pumping crude oil price, on the economy, So ripple effect of lockdown is, first of all, we're not even practicing a right lockdown, but then I think Nigeria have made a very serious mistake. Why I said that is that from the beginning, I knew that we will come to this stage where we'll relax it, where we will not have a choice but to relax it. But then I was wondering, like, didn't they see it, that it would get to this point? We are not like the Western world. We knew, like, if that's why I say, like, sometimes Africa needs to be able to address their issue in an African way. And it's just as simple. Like, if you look at what was it Senegal? Oh, there's this African country that is doing, Senegal, right? That is doing a lot. They don't have any issue with it. In fact, their plan is to test every single person, and they don't have any issue with capacity, or their testing material is $1, right? So this is where, but when you look at what Nigeria is doing, it's just based on anything that they are doing in the Western world. Like, oh, everybody's staying out, so let's just do it. I just keep wondering, is it that we don't think deeply, and, like, because it's very simple. It's not like it's rocket science. Looking at it, your country. Do you understand? You know your country, first of all. and then you know that it is impossible to have social distancing in major part of the country. Yes, in some parts, yes, but in major part, I would say 80% of Nigeria cannot practice social distancing because we are mostly poor people, right? It's easy for me to practice that in my own house, in my area, right? When you go to the greater part of Lagos, when you go to other states, with no structure, you have face me, I face you, people are living in crowded place. First of all, the settlement area makes it impossible. There are some areas where somebody cough in his own room, it will affect me in my own house. That's how close some areas are in Lagos, right? And that's just the settlement area. Now you're not talking about hunger. How do you keep people that mostly feed from hand to mouth every day? You decide to keep them at home. It's not possible. First of all, you know that your economy cannot sustain feeding every single person in Nigeria. That is not also possible. Even if with all the money that have been dashing us, to me, to be waste to use those money to feed. How do you pay? All this loan that you want to use because of coronavirus, is anybody thinking of, oh, what measures are we going to do to pay for these loans afterwards? Is anybody actually thinking about that? So anything you want to use that money to do, it has to have some serious impact, and there has to be an economic plan on how to repay those loans. You know, so looking at all these things, to me, the first thought I had was like, we can't go through this route. If we go to this route, the economy will suffer, which is what's happening. The Nigerian economy has suffered because most of the small-scale business that manage the economy without oil, because oil now is nothing, right? So when we have issues with oil in the past, what keeps Nigeria up is the SMEs and some other, middle and higher non-oil businesses, right? But then they are now shut down. And they are shut down for so long. So you now be wondering, like, okay, yes, I understand the danger of coronavirus. Quite all right. What could kill us could be worse than what the coronavirus would do. My own idea was like, in the first place, we should have just practiced just what they are doing now, or rather what they are trying to do now. Make sure like, everybody should wear masks, right? Try as much as possible to practice social distancing, right? Don't churches, any crowded place, club, all those things closed, fine and good, right? But you cannot stop, do not stop businesses from going on, because if you do that, you're going to cause a crisis that will be worse than what you're trying to run away from. But this is my own thinking. I don't know if anybody have anything.
No, but when you say they could, when you say they can't cut out business, I feel, well, yeah, you can say that, okay, they wouldn't have gone on this approach, but sometimes you don't really blame them. You understand? Why I say you don't blame them, because their work, first of all, they were very poor at acting. That was one of the defects, because when
they are poor at acting, then I should
the whole thing started. When the whole thing started, you understand, they were treating the whole thing with kid gloves. They were saying, can we not? In fact, some governors didn't even believe it, that Africa, it can't even reach us. You understand? Very fixated and very myopic mindset. Well, it was already killing people in thousands in other countries. The same thing right now, USD. That's the same thing actually we did, until it came and hit us. We are now running carrot and stick approach, running Delta Skelter. But then it was already too late. That was on one side. The other side right now, okay, what can you now do on the immediate now? Okay, I think they were really overwhelmed. They didn't even understand the extent to which it was. Informations were not really reaching the government, the right information. The NCDC didn't even have the facilities. They wanted to test them. Okay, how many people right now have we even gotten infected? They were just overwhelmed. They couldn't do anything. You understand? And right now, what even came to us now is, okay, we have lockdown now. People now are even start crying. IG right now is in the government. Come on, the security issue is overwhelming. We can't do anything. Hunger, people are protesting. Our security is overwhelmed. We can't really do anything. These people and the doctors right now are also shouting. The healthcare is shouting. Small
Yes,
SMEs
but
are also
don't
shouting.
you think that?
So
Don't you think that?
the whole thing right now is more.
Don't you think that
You're overwhelmed and say, okay,
if you put
since
your
you
head
say that you want to
together,
go outside,
don't you think that if you put your head together, you'll be able to project that these things will happen?
put your heads together. How would you even put your heads together? We're in a multi-diverse society right now. Every single thing, as basic as even giving someone money to go and buy an equipment abroad, it's politicized.
No.
Just ordinary refinery, to revamp refinery, they already take it into politics. So nobody even trusts anybody. You understand? So that's how difficult in the country we are in. So nobody trusts. So if any citizen would come out and tell you that, come, we have 1,000 figures today, nobody trusts you. Says, it's a lie, forget it. You understand that's the kind of country we are. So it's very difficult. It's very sad because this is just in fact, this is just the start because we are going to hit it very hard. Okay, we'll come back. Okay, people go to work. The guys right now generating most of the money. The oil guys, the oil sector, they will go and generate oil. Who will buy it? Nobody is there to buy your oil. Nobody is there right now to buy it.
Nothing.
You understand? So that's the thing we're in now. The only source of income right now we're using to. So why they even relax this thing? Right? It's just for the cry. The cry of people who are shouting too much. We're going hungry. We're going hungry. You know, right now,
and you can't tell me that it's not easy to project that things will get. Because again, there's a lot of articles, not just from me, but from some people that wrote at the beginning time that, look, putting Nigeria on lockdown is not going to work. First of all, you're not even going to curtail. Doing that means you're going to curtail the virus. Then I'll say yes. At least it's something that people can sacrifice for, right? But now, here's the situation. We are sacrificing for nothing. We sacrifice, but yet the numbers is increasing exponentially. So what are we doing? And people tell me that as a leader, don't you know the country that you're leading? Right? It's ridiculous to me.
No, that's the situation. What we're even doing right now. In fact, when we now go on the street, that's when we now see. For me, I even feel that, personally, I think there are lots of people dying of this thing. Currently, there are lots of people dying, but nobody right now is owning up and giving us the real figures. Kano, for instance, people are dying there. People are really dying. Even Lagos here, people are even really dying, but people are not coming out to tell us. Obviously, there are not even figures. People are not even coming out open. In private hospital, people are really dying there because of this COVID-19. You understand? But people are not coming out to tell us. They're not giving us the real picture of all these things. It's really sad, but it's where we find ourselves. It's really sad. It's really sad.
So now, what do you think is the best measure for us now?
Well, for my own view, I wouldn't have liked I wouldn't have wished if they lifted this thing on Monday, because they don't. For me, I feel that they don't really know what they are doing. You're just increasing. Because for me, I feel that right now they are even really confused. What I would even suggest is that, first of all, let's even understand. Let's ramp up the testing, the number of tests. Let's even know how many figures right now we actually have in terms of people infected. Give us the figures of how many people that are really, really dying. So from there right now, we can now say, okay, this area right now, curtail this area. What are the high prone areas? What are the high areas that are really prone to all these things? How do you even challenge? How do you fight it? Then from there, because when you don't really have the real data, how could you even fight something you don't even know? This one will give us this figure. NCDC will come out give us figure. The Commissioner of Health in Lagos will come and give us a totally different figure.
I think the problem with the figures, I think, is almost everywhere else, because all these confirmed cases that you're getting, these are just the ones that they tested, and those values are not entirely true, because you have the private laboratories, and those COVID tests are owned by so basically how it works is when they buy COVID tests, government goes in and buy their own, and then based on these tests, they distribute. And when those tests come in positive, those laboratories have to put in their own results. So the whole system it gives you an estimate, which is good to have an estimate. But if the
But it doesn't
government
give
is
you the
not
exact
quick enough
number,
to
right?
even get,